Welcome back to the Curse of Strahd, gentlemen. Last time on the Curse of Strahd, the party has arrived in victory. After a long, hard, and fought battle to get through the ruins of Drahdvult, you've uncovered a ritual conducted by this monstrous spider creature. Lysa reveals, you guys have emerged triumphant. Lysa reveals that the reason for her coming here was to rescue a companion of hers. She was rather mysterious about the whole thing. Until you guys arrived. You guys saw that her companion is a illithid. Illithids are psychic creatures. They are extremely adept at bending the minds of others to their wills, and usually are found below ground, tend as part of massive covens controlled by an elder brain. They don't tend to move very far away from their pod. So what this one's doing here remains a mystery. The moment the creature that has hatched has fled, the arcane anomaly. Although, perhaps to be seen again. It is at this moment that Lysa gives a small, kind of like a bends the knee like a little bit to the companion in a respectful gesture and turns to the party. Your help in this was invaluable. I thank you. You guys see the illithid hover downwards, facing the party, standing next to Lysa. In your minds, you guys can hear this voice, smooth like a tentacle slithering across your skin, somewhat slimy at the same time. You can't help but suppress an involuntary shiver as the terribly cold voice rings in your head. You have my thanks for my rescue. You may call me the Knowing One. And I am an ally of Lysa.
Tarman, just with an incredibly unhappy look on his face, walks over to Archie and asks to use that helmet. Puts that helmet on.
Before he watches you as you move, you sense a sense of amusement from the illithid.
Just kind of looking around at everybody I'm with.
You may trust him. Without him, I would not have been able to be as powerful as I am, or find how to get to Barovia in the first place. Oh, Fiske says his Zoom crashed.
I'm going to try and climb down the wall from where I'm at.
I'm going to ask Archie if he would be able to bring Vasilla back to normal form.
Varys, can you catch me?
I can sure try.
Yeah, it's okay. Maybe the big ape over there can come over and help me
Yeah,
out.
that's probably a better idea.
Well, I believe you should have control of the big ape, seeing as it's you.
Is Vasilla responding to anything?
I'm assuming she's still in the trance from the
Yeah.
other day, considering she pelted to do the giant boulder.
Or I know this big ape is just staring off into the woods.
He looks like a 4-year-old watching Nickelodeon.
It's such a specific image.
Fiske goes ahem over towards the mind flayer and kind of.
Yes. Vasilla, your mind is once again your own.
So, so the big old monkey here kind of like snaps around and just kind of shoots a look, but more importantly, kind of turns their immediate attention to Darmagen.
Darmagen, you get a distinctive impression the knowing one was deriving some sort of pleasure from having forced you to ask him specifically.
Pat the big ape, like, welcome back. And I point to where Honorum is.
I think it's obvious as is. You're pretty sure she has no understanding what you're saying, but you point to honor him, and just through sheer kind of association of her friend, ends up moving over. Honor him. The ape beckons. What do you do?
I'll reach out for your hand. Yeah, try and get you to grab me and lower me slowly to the ground.
For such a big ape, she handles you very delicately, and you are now on the ground. Say, anywhere you want, really. It doesn't matter. Just kind of saunters over.
Thank you.
Yeah. If the ape transformation will end at any point, then let me know, Daniel, or we can just call it now.
Yeah, I'll say Archie will probably let go, feeling that you no longer have need of your apeness.
And you can go ahead and delete the token too. Mm-hmm. I'll move it here so you don't have to. Yeah.
You control you control your flip token yourself, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Just I didn't want you to accidentally select the flip token and delete that. But so what you saw originally, probably very briefly, you can probably get a better look of Vasilla in her shifted form, where her clothing's all padded out and filled out to the brim, but still form-fitted. It's accommodated for such a transformation. And just cracking her neck. Oh, holy shit. Oh. My head hurts. Everything hurts. And oh no. And you hear like the kind of this what seems to be violent kind of rearranging of a skeletal structure, as conveniently the form does not last very long, and now she ends up going back. All right. It's reason I don't do that often. So, I'm out of the loop on a lot of things here because I have a clue what you guys are saying beforehand.
Well, first off, how is everybody doing? I kind of eyeball everybody because Archie, is he looking pretty bad right now?
Archie's looking pretty bad right now.
I mean, we're alive. I think that's kind of the extent of what we can say.
Where the hell? Oh. I'm looking at all my injured comrades and kind of take a deep breath. I go, I don't know. Wish me luck. And go to try and do something for Archie. If I can get it to work. There it is.
Thinking what he did, he accidentally made it so that he probably thought that when we level up, like, we regain all of our hit points.
What the f...
Because I was like, I just clicked this token and I was like, oh, that's not correct.
No, every time I log back in, it resets my hit points back up to max, no matter what I was at before. So
Really? Oh.
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Another thing, I think I have siblings.
Oh yeah, there's 3 of them.
Yeah, take the lower 2, and I'll keep the top token.
I don't know how that happened.
It's all right.
Mitosis? Oh no.
I don't know how you guys reproduce. It's all right.
I don't think she does.
Like amoeba. Be careful not to feed her after midnight.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So, what do I need to do here?
The all-knowing one has clasped its arms behind its back, simply observing you guys with an air of cold amusement. Lysa simply looks detached as she's observing you guys moving about. Lysa basically looks like her normal self. They seem to be just waiting for you guys to kind of like get yourselves ready.
I guess this is inevitable. Okay. Walk back up. And take a sigh and go, please explain.
Lysa and myself, you guys all here in your heads, have common goals. I have things I wish to find in Barovia. Lysa has come to redeem her family name. Lysa nods as he says that. By avenging her family on her grand uncle, Drahdvult. I will find here the power to overthrow the god brain and achieve apotheosis. I assure you, our goals align. The creature you saw hatch from the egg is one of the things I require to attain my new form. Unfortunately, I was caught in this degenerate ritual. My mind control powers were insufficient, while the Gifter of Eyes still existed.
You started fucking around with gods before you were ready.
I assure you, I am more than ready to fuck around with any gods I wish. I am an illithid. Gods were but sperm thoughts when we were already old.
I don't like it.
You do not have to. We can either help each other, or I will simply help myself. Our goals do not contravene. There is no need for us to be enemies.
I think allies are just disposable meat shields for you. But that's up to us to stay alive.
That is a correct assessment. You are not my kin. Your goals ultimately will be dust in time.
Don't be too sure. But for now, okay.
Good. Lysa steps forward. I've completed my task here. It's time for me to return. It's time for me to return to the good doctor.
One moment. You'll bear me just a few moments anyway. I pull out the Nothic eye of Dirtmind. So there's supposed to be something old and powerful here that I can destroy this with. I look at both of them and I go, anybody know? I would hope you would.
The knowing one nods, it's a very strange sensation. It's not like he's smiling, but you get the image. Okay, sorry, everyone but Ptarmigan gets in their head the image sensation of as if he had smiled. Your brain thinks, oh, the Illustrator just smiled assuringly at me, even though your eyes are telling you, no, he didn't. You see him really well. Yes, I am aware. He'll make a gesture. The reason the ritual took place here was exactly because we are standing on top of a ley line. It can be revealed to those who have the knowledge. One such as myself. As a gesture of goodwill. Like you see him kind of outreach a clawed hand, and Ptarmigan, Vasilla, and Anarim, you guys feel the earth begin to shake under your feet. You guys move or stay?
I'm going to back the hell up.
Yeah.
We just get back here by honor him, if not a little further, depending on how big it looks.
Yeah, I feel like
As
we're
it
in the
happens.
splash zone still.
Honor's like, yeah, back here. Yeah, that's where I'm going then. While I do this, as I'm not taking his helmet off, I use the detect thoughts on honor him.
All right. On him, I think you can DM. I'd say as you use it to take thoughts on Honorim, it's up to you to tell Tom exactly what he's sensing from you. In terms of a detect thought spell.
Just like a general impression.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that egg. I bet you it's powerful. I gotta try and get a piece of that over there in a Lithid. Interesting. I've read about them, but never heard anything about it. Lysa's not telling us something. Interesting. Oh, I think I figured out how to possibly cast something new. That's interesting. Someone reading my thoughts?
All right. I watch this show.
The ground shakes and begin to crack, and under the cracks you guys see like this purplish light begin to emerge. This would this you hear with some strain in your minds would normally take even a gifted caster a full day of rituals to draw forth this energy. Be thankful you guys see like this kind of crack, like fully, it's like erased, like crack, like in, like almost shaped like this, like an edge, like two edges touching, like this, where my palms are meeting. And then you guys see it opens into a circle, almost like an eye, when this like shower of bright purple light emerges, swirling. You can see that he's struggling to stand, and Lysa goes to support him. Its energy is potent, but dangerous. Whatever it is you wish to do, do it now.
I look at the Nothic eye. I kind of actually like semi-attuned to it. Just kind of really, I go, goodbye, Dirtmind. And I throw it into the middle of this thing.
Okay, you hear in your head as you just say, you hear, no! In Dirtmind's voice. And as you toss it inside, the purple lights get even stronger, and you see the eye kind of like not falling inside, but like kind of like floating at the top, swirling faster and faster and faster. And as it does, you can see like this gigantic image of Dirtmind, but like white with skin pale, and his eye red. He's like reaching out, like clawing at the edges. No! Ah! Ah! Like he's screaming and like trying to claw towards you, Tarmajan.
Just smiling as he goes down.
Ah! Like you see him like just being like tossed about as and beginning to fall into pieces. Part of his scream sounds like you, Tarmajan. Like, no! No, this is a mistake! You don't know what you're doing! No! And the eye shatters. And Tarmajan, you like, it's like being smacked right into the base of your basal ganglia. Your mind suddenly feels so much clearer, Tarmajan. You may remove the flaw that you had received from Dirtmind.
In other words, for Vasilla commentary, holy shit.
It's been a pain in the ass for a while.
Wait, how long?
A year.
Yeah, about a year. Reason Tarmajan frowns a lot.
Tarmajan, it feels so refreshing, like you've had the best sleep of your life. You're so alert and awake, and you feel so fresh and sharp. Much more than you felt in a very long time.
I just sigh deeply.
I cannot leave this open for much longer.
I'm studying it as quickly as I can.
Give me an Arcana check, please.
Because this looks incredibly awesome.
And I'm looking at the Mind Flayer very closely. Does it seem to be holding any objects while it does this?
No, it's simply doing this with. It's simply all like gesturing at like this, like as if it's like as if it has some kind of rubber band around its fingers. You see that struggling to keep its fingers open as the leyline gate begins to close. Honorim, what is it that you wish to determine about this phenomenon?
The source of the power. Is it a gateway?
Honorim, I'd like you to give me an intelligence check. your caster check, to be precise. So that would be your intelligence plus your proficiency. As you try to sort of extend your awareness and into it to kind of feel what it's about.
Bleh.
A jet of blood escapes from Honorim's nose. Your eyes hurt massively. For a moment, you catch a glimpse of incredible knowledge, like this stream of images, words written, lights flashing, information that you can't process, and you're like, it feels like your head is about to explode. It seems the knowing one can hold the ley line open no longer, and it shuts and disappears with a crack of thunder. Honorim, your forehead is incredibly... It feels like your head is about to crack in two, and you can feel something wet on your forehead and under your nose.
I'll scream out in pain and pull my hands down from my head.
Kind of a panic. Ptarmigan kind of flashes into trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and first time ever he uses this divine sense.
Right. The divine sense. It senses everything and more. It's basically like you basically looked into a flashback. Is what it feels like, Ptarmigan. And a little bit like for you too, Honor. Ptarmigan, I'm going to actually need you to give me a wisdom save.
Something tells me if I use detect magic, the same thing's gonna happen to me.
Well, then welcome to try.
No, I'm the ritual caster anyways all the time.
9. Ptarmigan, you are doubled over in pain, and let me just roll a little something here. And you pass out.
Well, uh-oh.
Ooh.
You begins to twitch lightly, and Vasily, you see him foaming at the mouth. The knowing one says, I suppose I should have warned you not to look directly inside it.
She kind of gives a frown
Sense
and
of wry amusement.
yeah, she kind of gives a snark frown in at his direction, and I guess she's gonna. I guess can I try medicine to get him back up, or I don't know.
Vasily, question.
Yeah. Hi.
Fiske, I'm imagining you looking. So I'm imagining everyone basically looking either at where the zone was or at the knowing one, and Lysa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, as you kind of turn your attention towards Honorim and Ptarmigan, you notice that Honorim's forehead and nose are just, and eyes, just blood coming from everywhere. And as you kind of approach, you see something like an open gash right here in Honorim's head. And then it blinks, and you realize a third eye has opened in Honorim's forehead.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if that's a good or bad thing?
And you can also do them. Yeah, so you can probably do the medicine check later. It does not look like Ptarmigan's other eyes. It looks inflamed. The pupil and sclera are distorted. And the eye is looking everywhere, twitchingly.
Is it me or honor him?
Honor it.
Of them? Oh.
No, Tarm's got an eye too, right? I can't be the only one to have an eye.
Oh no, does he have an eye?
Tom doesn't seem to have an eye on his forehead.
Just gonna run over and use the wand on him first.
Oh my god, are you guys okay? Go
I have
ahead.
no clue. Get him back on his feet. I'm worried about this guy over here.
Pardon me. See if Archie has any spell slots remaining. No, he does. Archie's going to cast Cure Wounds at the second level on Tarmogen. Tarmogen. You're wakened, feeling incredibly shaken, covered in cold sweat. It feels like your whole body is about to break itself apart. And your eyes feel sore and painful. You blink them. Then you blink them again. Something has happened to your vision, Archie. Everything is sort of hazy and blurry. It's as if someone has put oil on your eyes.
Does everything look the same, just kind of like gray and fuzzy?
No, have you ever seen what oil looks like on the pavement?
Yeah.
Where it's like kind of rainbowy?
Mm-hmm.
Everything has a bit of a sheen to that, like somebody put oil on your eye.
Yeah.
That 8 points is to honor him.
Archibald kind of steps back in shock as he looks in your eyes. Darmagen. Oh God.
Priscilla, who's still kind of already having to wrestle with Honorim's three-eyed fiasco, looks over and says, all right, well, what the hell's going on now? And kind of looks over and starts examining Tarmogen instead.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on at Priscilla? What's happening?
Well, you guys did the magical equivalent of staring directly at the sun or squeeze a hot iron, so we're just kind of trying to juggle the repercussions of that. Now, stand still. Hold on. What would I notice from these two from more thorough examination? Because I did the 15 for Arcana and 19 for Medicine.
It definitely seems that something strange has happened to both of them from looking in there. You see that Honorim has grown this third misshapen eye. Well, let me just get the image I had ready for... while Tarmogen's eyes look like this in question.
Oh. She kind of squints well, yes. Oh. Well, to put it simple, I think I might not have the weirdest eyes here anymore. She kind of looks back at the other two.
This is what Honorim's third eye looks like, sans the bird skin around it. The pupil is all ruptured and misshapen.
Oh yeah.
Ugh, whoa, whoa.
What channel is that?
All right, someone get the helmet.
Badass.
We need to cover that thing.
What channel are you putting
You
that
hear
in?
in your eye, in
Best
your
channel.
head, there are consequences
Oh.
to knowledge, to exposure. This Honorim, this you'll note, guys, looks very similar to the eyes of Melchior. Honorim's mentor.
I take a good look at Honorim and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what happened to me, but I don't think you need to be fucking around with that.
Well, look who's talking.
I said, I don't think I was doing anything that was supposed to have that effect. I don't think it was supposed to go the way it did. I look over at the mind flayer and Lysa is like, a little warning would have been nice.
I didn't know that would happen.
Oh.
But
Well-
sometimes I forget the limitations of lesser creatures. Once again,
Crippling
sting to me.
some of the few allies you have may not be wise.
Crippling.
Oh, you just cut out, of course.
Fucking shit.
Got out. Yeah, there you are. There you are.
Check.
Okay.
Check.
Yep, you're
Hello?
back.
Yes,
You're
I
back.
got something to say. There you are. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, yes. You cut off just as you started speaking, really, is the flare.
Not crippling. No. Simply consequences. I'm sure you will come to see in time. Although, I would recommend against peering into the ley lines should you come across them again.
Well, I figured I'd get that now.
It seems you've already encountered one who has. Like in your minds of everyone except Ptarmigan, an image of the screaming Dirtmind will emerge.
Yeah, I kind of look around and I'm like, what? Fine. I fucking pull the helmet off. What the hell's going on?
Anarim, give me a saving throw. Sorry, Ptarmigan, give me a saving throw.
All right.
Wisdom, please.
Not advantage.
15. Ptarmigan, as you pull off the helmet, everything suddenly goes incredibly bright and painful, and you're like, God, like it hurts like hell. It was almost as if like you were lifting sunglasses off, like as you lifted your helmet. You try to put it back on?
Hold it. Wait. I just kind of look around.
It hurts. It hurts. God, it hurts. You can barely see at the moment, Ptarmigan. You're not completely blinded, but you're basically, I'm considering you to be in incredible pain.
Hey, all right. You might want to
see
put.
like tears like kind of streaming from Ptarmigan's eyes. It's like
I mean, yes, painful, but it doesn't feel like I could get used to it.
no. You can hear like this. Oh my God, Anna, that's really cool. You can hear like just this cacophony that feels like it's going to burst your head wide open.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's happening to him? Why is he? Help us! What's happening? Like just this susurrus, that's unending susurrus. Like you feel like you can hear your friends' voices, as well as the voices of people you don't recognize. Voices in Barovia.
I slowly put the helmet back down.
As you put the helmet back down on your head, the voices die down, and you blink the tears from your face. The pain begins to die off.
God damn it.
Looks like you're gonna be keeping that on for the long term, then, huh?
I'll explain later. And I just shoot the dirtiest fucking look at that mind flayer.
I had a copper for every time I heard that.
And I guess I'm seeing double now because of the honorums. I
I'm
look
just
at.
setting up a stick.
Yeah, no, I'm teasing. I check on Fiske. He's been quiet. Has he kind of regained composure?
I'm sitting quietly, looking and watching it all. Specifically looking at you as you turn to look at me.
All right.
Two of my eyes look at Fiske, and the other one looks for Fiske.
You realize, Honorim, that it is rather dark here now. However, it's strange. Your vision is a little bit superimposed, and you feel a bit of a headache as your brain is kind of getting used to having this new neural connection. You realize that for at least 60 feet around yourself, you can see in the dark very clearly.
Ooh.
It's still very washed out, but it feels that, well, this third eye is open and revealed. You can see in the dark for 60 feet. As if, without it counting as dim light.
As he's adjusting, I'm looking at that egg that broke open. Are there any shell fragments of it that I can
Yes,
see?
there are two massive shell fragments from it, and they are. The shell itself is rather thick. It's almost like a rock. However, it seems to be. It's glistening with a diamond sheen. Whatever this is, this would probably fetch a high price, or it's rather valuable.
I kind of hold my hand up and I'm like, I don't want you too near this thing. I'll collect some of these pieces. You stay over there. This may not be good for you. And I throw as much as I can into the bag of holding that'll fit.
Give me let's see. I think survival checks are usually used to harvest ingredients. Go ahead and give me a survival check, please.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm. I guess in the meantime, Vasil is kind of just, without really a prompt, is starting to kind of do physical inspections on even the people that didn't have their eye, the third eye blatantly opened. So she's looking over Fiske right now, make sure he doesn't have anything weird going on with him too.
Do I?
I don't believe, Fiske, you did not mention looking directly into the ley line portal.
No, I was
or ley
watching
line gate
Blair
gate.
and Lysa.
Yeah. No, in that case, no, you're fine. So, to clarify.
I look, if you're looking at Fiske, I mean, I look beat to hell, but so do we all.
That's for the best then. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do a quick checkup on Scruffy over here.
The knowing one gestures to you. I believe I can assist you with your injuries. You guys all feel this sense of rejuvenation coming over you. And your injuries kind of stop hurting for the most part. However, none of them close. All of the cuts and bruises and aches, all the cuts and bruises and everything are all outwardly still there. Just don't hurt. Everybody receives 30 temporary hit points.
30?
30.
Mm-hmm.
I congratulate the two of you for peering beyond and apparently maintaining your sanity, if not the wholeness of your bodies.
I look at, and I actually just walk up to the mind flayer. When I finish putting away these egg pieces, I'm assuming I could get. I just kind of look at it.
It looks at you right back. That helmet you wear. It was one of my possessions taken from me when I was captured.
Well, if it's good enough for you, then it's probably worth having.
You may keep it as a gift. Consider it a birthday gift.
Interesting choice of words. There's a much bigger battle going on here.
Yes. Much larger than even you can imagine.
I can imagine a lot. I smile.
I wouldn't know because of that helmet.
Good.
He senses a sense of like slight annoyance in him. Unless you have questions for me, I will take my leave and pursue the higher being.
How can we get a hold of you? Because we may find stuff that you'll want to know about.
Through Lysa. You can simply speak to me. You can reach me from Dr. Van Richten.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I do believe it's time we cut back to her.
Yes.
Fiske walks up in front of the two of them and just sits on the ground, looks at them.
I look at Lysa and I'm like, you should be at Van Richten's. We have to make our way back. It'll take us longer.
Fiske says,
What do they know, Strahd?
looking back and forth to both of them.
I suppose I owe you this much. I can imagine that your trust in me may be a little bit unnerved. Unnerved?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, she's not the one doing the forgetting thing.
Yeah, no, I got you.
My name is indeed Lysa von Zarvik, and I am indeed a vampire, and I indeed came here to take down Strahd von Zarvik. I am the descendant of Strahd's brother Sturm. The family still survives, to some extent, in our ancient homeland. The one we had before Barovia was conquered and renamed by my grand, etc. uncle. When Barovia was cut off from us, a great many of our people are relics. Everything was trapped here alongside him. I've simply come to take back our lands, our relics, and our people, as well as redeem the von Zarvik name. I've sacrificed my humanity to do so. And yes, I've had to make allies with... She gestures to the knowing one. But it is all in service of the greater good. The Illithid completes her sentence. Now, are we done here?
I look at her, and I look back at him, and I'm like, don't even think about coercion. It will backfire.
Why would I need to use coercion? You are already doing what I wish. You are distracting Strahd for myself. That is all I need you to do.
Yeah. There may be a back and forth on what happens when and for whom. It's not a one-way street. And I walk back off and I'm like, gentlemen, I think we need to rest as these two are on their way. And I just kind of turn my back to them.
The unknown one begins to fly off. Lysa. See, like the cape and jaws are on it. She turns into this large bat-like creature and flies away back towards the direction you guys came from originally.
You turn around and you see Anorum. I'm holding the mirror out, looking kind of.
Oh, yeah.
So did you get the crystal?
Temujin
I'm
managed
whole.
to get about 20 pounds of the eggshell material to break off. It's extremely hard, but fortunately, Temujin, there was a pretty good-sized piece like this, or so big, that you kind of stuff into your the bag of holding with some difficulty.
All right.
It feels warm to the touch.
All right. Kind of show it to honor him. Like, got this for you to play with later. Put it in the bag.
Excellent, excellent. Anything on the giant spider eye thing?
Let me see. I don't think anybody has rolled survival on it yet, so you're more than welcome to.
Yes. Please.
I look at him and I'm like, I'll go to look. Whatever. I said, anything else I be checking out here? You seem to know more than I do.
Holy
I'm
shit.
gonna go.
21. Viscilla, I'd say you rolled that with advantage, based on your background.
Oh, give me a second. Oh.
Actually, you're really glad you did, because you get different things from this.
Nice.
Okay, let me open my document here.
Yummy, yummy.
So, we're going to start with Honorim, and then we're going to get to Viscilla. Okay, so, Honorim, you, my friend, get, let me see here, you managed to get 6 of the bulging eyes that were in its head. You see that upon this creature's death, its sponge-like head began to shrink, squeezing out some of the eyes so that they're popping out. You managed to carefully retrieve 6 of them. They feel like heavy, slimy grapefruits. And even without trying to, you can sense the arcane potential within them. Alrighty. Viscilla.
Hi.
For you, something else. Let me see here. Oh, what did I name it? You see that on its massive clawed hands, you see each of them had like this particularly long and pronounced finger. And the way that it's shaped actually makes you think, you know what, if I broke this off correctly, I could probably use this as a pretty effective weapon of some sort. It looks like this. Let me get the... Was it a quest channel?
Alright, I'm working.
Oh, files are too powerful.
Oh.
Dang it.
You have the link for them? Probably just post the
Yeah.
link.
One moment. I think I can just post it. There
You
it
get
is.
that, guys? It's too powerful. What the... What?
Let me see. How much did you roll again? You rolled a 22. Yeah, Viscilla, you take out your flensing knife and walk it just so into the joints. As you cut it, it kind of falls loose, and you go to pick it up. You feel like the surge, almost like you feel it, like draw tight. You startle for a moment, and then you realize it drew tight as soon as you closed your fist. When you kind of relax your fist a little bit, you feel it unfurling. You realize this is responding to your own thoughts, as if it was an extension of your body.
You see her, she immediately goes from heavy skepticism to, oh, this could be very fun. And she picks it up and
Here's what it looks like extended.
let me take
Nice.
That's what it looks like. That's freaky. She takes a moment and holds it up, and you can tell she's trying to, especially with between the length of the handle and how long the hook is, she's trying to find a good counterweight to hold whatever this thing can be even called.
This creature, from what you heard from Lysa, was called a Gifter of Eyes. It seems that it is up to you to name it, if you so wish. You're fairly certain that no one has ever used this creature's fingers as a weapon before. It is two-handed. When it's extended, it's a reach weapon to up to 15 feet.
What? All right.
With that, gentlemen, if we may, I think to put politely, I need to commune with nature. So if you guys are okay, we'll take the 10-minute break portion of our session now. All right, gentlemen. Alrighty. So, Vasilla, this isn't technically a magic weapon, so I'm just going to straight up post it.
Sauce.
You don't need to attune to know what it does. Here it is.
Oh, that's cool.
DM, I pinged you DM, by the way.
Oh, let me see. One moment. You are not sure. It is possible. Fiske, you could roll me an Arcana check.
Not what I'm looking for.
Gotcha.
Pinged you again.
Ah. Alrighty. So, as much of the egg as possible has been scaled, has been salvaged. Vasilla, you've managed to get one of those. Right now, you guys are standing alone, and as the mist begins to slowly creep back in after all the wind and lightning that's snapped out there. What would you guys like to do?
I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Alrighty. Cast Detect Magic. It feels a little strange to you, Honorim. You blink. So, Honorim, you don't detect magic immediately, like aside from this, but You realize that your awareness has been expanded. Whenever you cast detect magic, the range is 60 feet for you.
Ooh. Interesting side effect, I think to myself. I'm just going to be, as we exit the village, I'm just going to be kind of keeping an eye out for things that catch my attention.
Certainly. As you guys are strolling back through the now quiet village, nothing in particular catches your eye as magical. You can feel how dead this place feels. I'm understanding that you guys are intending to leave Drahdvult. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Yep. Unless, as we pass the tree, anybody wants to do anything about that.
Somebody exploded.
Idea, I've been muted.
So what was the question again?
The tree, the vampire tree.
Oh,
It bleeds.
Well,
Stay away from,
the apple's bled, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
get away from the well.
Yeah.
This gives it a wide berth.
She wants it burned. She can come back and burn it.
As you guys approach, you guys can hear like this distant, like this close side, not distant, like this close by, like moaning, crying, sobbing coming from from around the tree.
I'm watching in that room where that one thing was that was strumming its web.
Yeah, he's not there anymore.
Okay.
Is he in the tree?
It does seem that as you guys approach, you guys see this thing. The spider that is attached to its back seems now shriveled and shrunken, tautly pulling its limbs back, and you guys can see from the pustulent abdomen, like rotting web fluid, is dripping slowly as this creature's like clawing and pawing desperately at the tree. A pile of half-eaten blood apples in front of it, just sobbing from its 8 eyes.
Anyone with any shred of compassion left here?
Checking something.
Put it out of its misery.
Yeah. Tarmagin looks up into the tree. This thing.
Clawing at it like an inconsolate child. It would paw at its parent's corpse. Second flame. Right. As it was, I'm going to consider it surprised, so it's going to roll it with disadvantage. Just load up its sheet. This is dexterity, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, that should be +3, not +1. However, it still fails. Like as it takes that damage, it kind of turns and notices that you guys are here gets shakily up to its feet and starts like throwing the half-eaten apples at you, like they're spraying the bloody discharge in the air. It seems that at the moment its aim is affected, and kind of like stumbles off, like to go around the tree.
Any apples that come a little too close, Fiske will just hit them off with the spear and deflect missiles.
It sounds its crying sounds more angry now. You see in its wake, it's left like this rotting, almost fecal, rotted webbing fluid.
I just kind of keep an eye out which way it goes. I go up and glad I bought this. Probably the last thing of oil we have, and I start pouring oil at the base of the tree.
Pour the oil in the base of the tree, soaks into the ground and the roots around it.
And I use my green flame blade, try and ignite it.
The green flame catches upon the oil and begins to spread up the tree. You hear a terrible, furious cry coming from the other side. Sorry, nearly broke. As the creature thuds from the other side of the tree, seeing the great flame that begins to conflagrate upon it. It begins like to paw at the flames, trying to put it out, and you see it begins to catch fire as well. As you guys retreat, the cries of the creature, frantically trying to put the tree and itself out, echo in your ears as the mist swallows the village and the disturbing sight whole. Bodies now on the small mountain, at the bottom of the small mountain valley, route that you used to reach Drahdvult. Well, where you guys climbed down.
Ugh.
Cold wind blows downwards.
We get our horses. Are
Right
they
at
up
the
there?
bottom.
You guys brought them with you because this was a climb down that would have probably not been good for them.
Yeah, we're on
Okay.
foot. Start breaking out rope.
Fiske will take it, climb up to the top, hook the grappling hook to the top for the rest of the party to use up.
Like everybody tie off. Tie off on this rope. Start following Fiske.
I'm just sitting at the top, keeping an eye out. Any movement in the sky, on the ground, from up here, looking out.
Give me a perception check, please. It's nays, not niegs. Yes, Fiske. You do see a large movement. Far above you, and to the northwest, you see a large draconic form beating its wings. You can more tell that it's there because your eyes are sharp and you were looking for something in the sky, and you can sort of tell that it's there more, less than that you can directly see it, and more by the way it's sort of dipping through the mist and disturbing it with its wings. It soon disappears out of sight.
All down to the rest.
Hurry.
And I'm just clocking it and watching it where it's going.
I'll say in the interest of time, if everybody could goal me a single athletics check, I'll take that as the average for the party's travels back to Godfrey and Van Richten and Lysa and Vasily and Cecil. And you.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
oh,
Oh my goodness gracious.
come on.
13.
Help, a hand, please. Lend a hand.
I'm gonna try and stay close to help honor him.
Mhm.
Thank you. I'm still getting used to this. It's kind of throwing my balance off.
From much further up in the group, you're actually going to hear Vasily yell down. So how are you two feeling since that whole escapade? Any other eyes start popping up?
Both of you, your eyes are still hurting, both new and old. But the pain is starting to die down.
Oh,
I
just
think I'm gonna be
peachy.
okay. I look at him. I go. I think he got the worst of it.
That is yet to be determined, but we shall see.
I keep this helmet on. I smile.
Alrighty, that is pretty amazing. I'd say you guys make particularly good time. As such, it only takes you about, so because you guys are climbing, your speed is technically half. It's going to be about 4 hours to get. So you guys managed to make it back to Godfrey and Octavio and them at just about nightfall.
What time of day is it?
It is about, let me just put it here. I think I failed to track down the days as well. But it is about 8 p.m. on Monday. When you arrive, approaching the small campfire erected there, you see a very alarmed Cecil. Oh, it's you. Oh, thank the gods. Quickly now, Mr. Octavio Van Richten isn't doing so well. Miss Lysa is at the end of her wits. Please come in. You guys arrive. You see Octavio Van Richten kind of leaned back like against a rock, like this, looking very pale and sickly. You see, like his leg is now almost It seems like some kind of whatchamacallit, sore has popped, and it's just oozing like this sort of blackish pus.
Didn't we?
I gave him a bottle of cure poison the last time we were here.
No, it was cure disease, right?
Cure disease, sorry. Cure
Yeah.
disease.
Good. His fever is down, but look, it's just filled with that. Do you think? Oh goodness! Do you think that he's dying or possessed?
See Vasilla kind of look over to Tarpagen and Varys with a frown. And she actually kind of leans over to Varys real quickly and then whispers something into his ear. She's actually going to very softly just mention detect magic.
I'm going to look at this wound with my, see if it rings any bells or if I get any instinct or intuition on it.
Give me a medicine check, please. Yeah, Tom, as you kind of examine the wound closely, this does remind you of a little bit. Like, Bassoon's wound wasn't as pussy, but he was getting, like, daily, healing and such. It does remind you of its appearance, with the kind of the black material kind of gathering in there. And just like the way the flesh was sort of eaten away aggressively.
Not the
Everybody-
same.
I look at it, I go, it's
They
some
look
kind
very
of cursed
similar.
wound. Some kind of cursed wound. Not unlike Bassoon.
Lysa looks troubled. Godfrey does as well. You managed to cure this bassoon, yes?
It is a healing that comes at great cost.
Well, I hear tell that in Krezsk there is as you know, that fellow we discussed. While I'm not fond of the idea, he is supposedly rather famous for his healing capabilities. If you are concerned about the cost, I could cover it. I'm rather affluent. Or will be, at least. Once we get there and the whole thing gets sorted out.
I won't argue.
Capital. Don't you worry, Mr. Van Richten. You'll be right on like a rainbow in the dark. In no time. So pack our things. Let us away. Let's not delay this poor man's recovery.
I'm not exactly sure if traveling through this area in the swamp at night is an intelligent idea. And I blink at him. Blink, blink.
I suppose. Oh, you did. I thought you guys said you covered it. You just leaving it out? Okay. Yeah. Well. I'm sure that. Oh goodness, man! What happened to your head?
What do you mean?
You have a bloody third eye coming on your forehead. He's British now for some reason.
He responds.
Okay, have you been drinking? And I look around. Any empty bottles around here?
Well, there's quite a few like bottles of like, medicine and stuff like. I. That's a third eye, Cecil says. There's no denying it. See? Well, Cecil can see it. Lysa looks over. Then looks back to you, Vasily. There's nothing there. Are you sure you're alright? Stop this.
Are you two okay? Because
Godfrey kind of like, you guys see Godfrey cracks like the teeniest, tiniest of
Yeah.
smiles.
yeah,
As
look,
he shakes his head and turns like back to tending towards Van Octavio.
Oh.
Have you guys been drinking water, keeping up with rations? Because you're acting a little peculiar. Are you okay? Are you sure?
I'm fine. For the first time since you guys met him, Vasily looks actually angry. I suppose if you want to keep your secrets, then keep them you shall. Right. Well. Cecil, my tent. Please set it up. I believe I'll retire for the night. Cecil gives a polite servant's bow and is following the order as Vasily, seemingly fuming, kind of goes off to fume a little bit away from everybody.
On that note, Vasila, kind of, as soon as they walk out, she kind of goes back to the frown and leans back over to the rest of the group in more of a whisper. You guys remember what happened last time we were over here with Van Richten?
We were what? Sorry.
Do you guys remember what happened last time here when we were with Van Richten and their convenient treatment of him?
Ah, yes.
Honorin, could you confirm something real quickly with a detect magic?
Absolutely. I'll start casting it.
Cast detect magic again. It feels like when your eyes open and obscured, the range is extended to 60 feet. You detect various magic items your friends are carrying and wearing. Both Talmagin's eyes now detect his magic, by the way. Sorry, not his eyes, his head, because he has the detect magic on the not the magic, the freaking helmet.
And the wound.
The two men. The wound also detects as magical.
Necrotic.
Necrotic. Yeah. 2 men detect as illusion, abjuration.
I can do this more than once, I think.
What's up?
Hold on.
I'll whisper to Vasila what I found.
Watch
See
this
her.
happen. I try this again. Hopefully it doesn't hurt so much.
Fine sense detects Godfrey and Lysa as undead.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else. No one else here is undead.
But on another note, that's good. But as Vasily receives this information, you can see her actually visibly scowl for the first time.
Actually, wait, sorry, what's the range on this?
On which?
60.
For some reason I thought Divine Sense was 30.
Oh, wait. Divine Sense? Yeah, no, 60.
Yeah.
In that case, Tamjan. You know what? I'll just email it to you. Not email it to you.
Email? What, are you going to send it by carrier pigeon, too?
Yes, I will.
There will be a copy via pigeon and snail mail.
Did you send it? Oh, wait.
Roll 20.
Oh. Okay, all right.
Yeah. I just saw what you posted.
And here Van Richten's eyes pop up, kind of flutter open, and says, "Oh, it's you. Well, I heard everything from Lysa. You've stopped the ritual then."
With some consequences, she says with with a heavy snide, with heavy cynicism.
As you see Lysa's lips move, she's standing behind Richten, so he doesn't really see her. And you guys hear in your head as a message, "Do not mention the knowing one. Van Richten won't understand. It will merely complicate our relationships unnecessarily."
All I can say is, I already didn't like spiders before, but now, yeah, I'm just sick of them. We have drinks here?
He says out loud.
He says, well, Barovia is its usual charming self. Looks like we're going to be taking you along with us for a little while. Settle in.
Yeah,
Don't die on me.
I'm seeing that pattern now. Sheesh. She kind of rubs her eyes.
Look at Godfrey, or not Godfrey, at Van Richten. I'm like, are you going to make it through the night?
I've had worse. This just seems like a particularly bad infection. I've never really considered it, but suppose monsters could be so small that they'd be invisible to the naked eye. Could be that that's what I'm experiencing, some sort of infection done by microscopic monsters.
Yeah. It's not the first wound like that we've seen, but we got the last one healed, so buckle up, settle in.
Well, I'd like to hear more about that, probably in the morning. I'm rather exhausted.
Kind of look at everybody. I go, he's got the right idea. Let's get some rest.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody need the doll particularly tonight?
I have one level. I'm not sure if anyone else has one or not.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah. Make sure Honorim has the doll. And I say, okay, got another task for you tonight. I start taking all my weapons off. And I set them down. And I say, while we all sleep, why don't you keep as many of our weapons and things as possible? These nightmares, when they go bad, we get dangerous. It's this way, all we got is what's attached to us.
What are you saying this to?
To honor him, since he's going to have the doll. He won't have any nightmares. I take anything I can have that's like a weapon or anything like that, except the helmet, and I put them over to him. And I'm like, watch those. Don't let me grab them in a nightmare. And then I go back and start making dinner.
All right.
You see, kind of Priscilla followed the same policy, and it's just, you see first a few daggers, then you see several javelins, a few short swords, and 2 long swords pop out. And I will ask you to reference why I posted the memes channel for this. And then, with a big old clunk, the weird finger great axe sheets picked up. Well, if any of my shit's missing in the morning, I'll have your head. Good night. Anyways, we taking shifts, I'm assuming?
So Varus is, he's not going to do that, and just tell the group that I'm sorry, but my weapon and myself have a deep bond, and I could never let it go willingly.
I get an arrow to the knee. you're going to get a thumping. It's all on you. I lay down. Chowing down.
Keep the weapon. Give me the arrows.
That's fair. Unless you're one of those types
I
that
haven't killed anybody yet in these nightmares.
No offense, I want to test that though, you know? If I wake up
Varus isn't going to put his weapons down. That's just not his. It's not in him.
Yeah.
I am. I'll sleep easier.
Seriously, nobody fucks with that silver monk, so that is mine. She's actually gonna, while they're getting ready to get to bed, she's gonna nod over to Tarmagen to pop over real quick. She just wants to say something. And you see her go from that general demeanor to back to a scowl. She just kind of starts quietly fussing. I fucking knew it. They did whatever that knife was. It ended up cursing and poisoning him. Some magic to necromancy that was on the wound at first. I thought it could have been healing. Could have been reversed. Could have tried to reverse the effects. It's common. The wounds got worse since they tried to treat it. I should torch if I can check what it says.
You're talking to Varus?
Tarmagen right now.
Tarmagen.
Yeah.
I nod. I go, yeah, I'm not surprised, but we are where we are.
Should have said something earlier.
Before bed, DM, I examine those eyes.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check. $17. Okay.
Go back doorbell.
Looking at these eyes, examining them closely, you realize each of them could function with some refinement as a potent storage of magic. Honorim, each of these 6 eyes can be used to store a spell that you cast into it of up to 3rd level.
Shit.
Well,
That's
When you crush the eye, the spell activates.
excellent. With that, it's bedtime.
Pardon me. Alright, it's bedtime indeed. With that, gentlemen, alrighty, we're going to take 5 minutes. So, those of you who do not have Thorn's Doll, please roll me wisdom saving throws.
the
And
final.
Talmagen, just making sure that you saw the second message I sent you on Roll 20.
Yes, but this is the first time I've done it, so I wouldn't know that actually.
I thought you did the second time. Okay.
I did it once around the Mind Flayer, but I've never done it around him.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
yeah, I appreciate it though.
Beavers.
Ouchie.
Oh,
Oh, at least I'm not alone.
Ooh. Down to step.
Hey, Daniel, PMs. Okay.
there's a lot of
Okay.
it. You think
Here we go.
Monsanto has a good team? No, laddie. Oh, boy. Been a while since you guys had to roll wisdom saves. Been lucky for so long. Alrighty. 6, 6, 10, 17. Is anyone on guard? Probably not. Godfrey and Lysa are just staying. You see that their eyes are on each other. Not in a, lovey-dovey way. You can definitely tell that Godfrey and Lysa are not fond of one another, but recognize their common intersection of goals, as it were. But each is keeping an wary eye on the other. Let's see. Andre. You have passive perception of like 2 million, I believe. And I think Varys does as well. Varys, I believe you have some pretty high passive perception.
I have 14.
Where did I think you had the observant feat? Anyways.
Fiske.
Fiske. That's the observant feat. In that case, Fiske and Honor.
What's high enough? Because I have an 18 on passive.
Oh, then you do as well. You guys can, about 2 hours into the night, as Godfrey and Lysa, Lysa is just, you see Lysa, her eyes closed, sitting next to, Octavio, breathing evenly. It seems that even vampires sleep, or at least something similar to it. As Godfrey's taking watch outside next to the horses, you guys hear a rustle coming from Cecil and Vasily's tent. Vasily, I'd say Fiske and Honor, it's sharp enough for the two of you to wake you up. Talmagen, you're kind of half, you're mostly asleep, but if something gets louder, you're probably gonna wake up, I'll say that.
What was this sound?
Just like this rustling, kind of like as if someone has exited the tent.
I do that quick cat roll and sit up, and ears perk in the direction.
You see Vasily, just in a nightgown, holding a sword, walking forward, as if he's in a trance, towards Octavio. You've seen how your friends act when they're under the effects of a nightmare. This seems very much like it. You can see tears kind of streaking down his cheeks, as his eyes just kind of staring forward, holding the sword.
Fiske roars out really loud. And then says, "Hold them down." And I'm going to rush and bear tackle him, try and grapple.
Almost at the same time as you rush, Lysa is also on her feet already, drawing her rapier. And you're like, already into him. The longsword clatters from his hands. And he's like, ah! 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 Screaming, kind of clawing at your face. Then, like a fist, like you're kind of like, I imagine, you know, like he's probably, like your hair is like protecting you. And you see his like eyes kind of like flutter and free focus. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. So this is what those nightmares are like then. Oh, that was just awful. If you could get off me, please, Mr. Fiske. You're crushing my chest.
I step off.
Thank you, he says with a sigh of relief as he helps himself to his feet, brushes off his body. Well, sorry about that. I picks up the longsword. Cecil is going to want this back. Have a good night. And then, like, he just awkwardly walks back to the tent. And enters it.
I mean, it just rolls over, goes back to sleep.
At least he didn't set anything on fire. I guess there's that.
As I walk by, honor him.
Or take its own heart.
And I curl back up. And lay back down.
Lay back down, actually find that you're having a bit of a hard time falling back asleep. The image of the spider's face waiting for you down the well is just burned into the back of your eyeballs. You can still feel the patches where your fur was pulled out, where it stuck to the web. The scorches from the fire. The sight of the bulbous eyes in that thing. The vision of Arnheim's third eye erupting from his forehead. It's really
I get up, turn 3 more times, try and lay back down. And then get up and walk away from the camp.
As you walk away, you pass by Godfrey. Having trouble sleeping.
Yes.
He nods. Lysa, the vampire woman. She told us what has happened. I'm sorry I couldn't have been there.
No apology.
Fiske. You know, my condition, it allows me to come back, even from the most grievous wounds. From death itself, I can claw my way back. Every single time. I don't think the others understand, but in you, I can sense a kindred spirit. You know what it's like to be broken over and over again. Until there's nothing left, except small embers clinging to sanity. I think of you as a paladin, a fellow searcher for the light of truth, justice. If you will allow me, Fiske, I will share some of my gift with you. To make death and its clutches more slippery around you, just like they are to me.
What does it cost? What does it cost him?
To me, it was a gift not freely given. A gift that was foisted upon me. It means that I couldn't die in order to be with my friends. However, for you, it would be freely given, and if you agree, freely taken. At any time that you wish it, I can take it back.
We will help it carry its burden.
Thank you, my friend. This might feel cold. He'll extend his hand and put it on your shoulder. And then his other hand and put it on your shoulder. Close your eyes. Breathe. Focus. Try to distract yourself from the pain. It will hurt for just a moment.
I go into the trance that I do during calm stillness of mind.
Alright. You feel Godfrey's steel-like fingers closing around your throat and begin to strangle the life out of you. You can feel your windpipe being crushed. You cannot breathe. It hurts. It's hurting too much. This is wrong. Yes, you hear Godfrey whisper. Feel the life being squeezed from you. Fiske, do you try to do something about this, or do you let it happen?
I think instinctually, I'll reach up, slam my arms into his elbows, and kick back.
Alright,
Try to do acrobatics out of it.
go ahead. You almost managed to break it, but he's just too strong. You feel the grip strengthen, and you can feel a ominous creaking in the back of your neck when suddenly, pop! Like your cheek stings, and you feel the hands like coming away. You see Lysa like kind of kneeling next to you, holding your arms like this. Like away from your own throat. You were having a terror.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I'm glad at the very least, even though I cannot dream, at least as I understood it, I do not experience these nightmares as well.
I'll stand up and deja vu, walk away from the camp.
Your fingers are numb from how hard you were crushing your own throat. And your throat is hurting a lot also, but it seems Lysa stopped you in time.
I kind of glance over at Godfrey
He
and
gives
just
you
keep
a
walking.
nod. Wait. Don't stray too far. The nights are dangerous. Stay within the light.
We are shadow.
And as soon as I pass out of the firelight, I just melt into it.
Alright. How far are you straying, Fiske?
Far up a tree, maybe 15 feet away from the edge of the firelight.
Enough that you're close enough.
Mhm.
Alright.
Earshot and vision, I can see everybody there. Just out of the light.
With that, eventually you manage to fall asleep again. You take a level of exhaustion from that. And let me see. With that, gentlemen, I think we will move on to daytime. Eventually, you all wake up to a very, very cold morning. Some snow is covering the ground all around. But for the moment, you're all still alive. Van Richten is standing, leaning on a silver cane. On his walking cane. And seems to have been awake for some time. Well, seems that I'm going to be out of commission for a little while, but I've spoken with our new friends, and it seems that they have an idea on how to help cure my condition. It seems that for a little while longer, I will be a burden on you all. I hope you don't mind. Yes, there's some forced joke. You guys can tell even without insights that even though he seems to be forcing the joke, he does seem to be quite bitter about it. He's not happy being a burden.
That's what friends are for, man.
Vasily and Cecil are already Cecil is beginning to make breakfast outside of Vasily's tent. It seems to be rather high class. I can see chives and eggs and little crumbles of cheese. It smells pretty good.
This comes wandering back in, talking to himself. Kind of sits away, but everybody can kind of see him. Just lays down on the ground.
Yeah, do what I can to heat up some road rations for everybody. Start handing out biscuits and dried bacon or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Scylla's actually going to offer around to pass around a bit of the coffee she has.
Absolutely. Take a swig, pass it
May I
on.
try some? I've always wanted to try coffee.
Knock yourself out.
Ah, thank you, my good lady. Oh, how invigorating. Thank you. Ooh, my. You outsiders and your... Ah, how lucky you are.
You can tell she's just like she's nodding along, but is like very obviously not engaging with him. She takes it back and just takes a few more sips.
You know, my lord, I could always try and procure some from the Vistani. From the Vistani. Oh, I know, but they're ever so dreadful and strange in their ways. Plus, I always feel like they're faintly judging me. Don't you agree? I don't know if you've ever run into those Vistani fellows.
Seen him around.
Yes, well, be careful. They say that they associate with you-know-who. He gives you a knowing nod.
Anybody seem to associate with you-know-who around here?
What's that, sorry, Tomajan? I didn't quite catch that.
Yeah, I go, well, seems like anybody who's anybody has something to do with you-know-who.
Not me, dreadful fellow. If I'm
Uh-huh.
honest.
And with that, I just kind of shrug my shoulders and start packing up our gear, loading up my horse.
He looks a little bit sad that you kind of shrugged him off. It seemed like he wanted to have a conversation, but right then, and he'll just get back to his breakfast. Looking a little bit dispirited. Alright, with that, you guys eat your breakfast, pack up your things. Lysa helps Octavio onto a horse, and you guys set off.
As Tarm is packing up his horse, Fiske will kind of notice it and talking to himself the whole way to you. Eventually comes within 5 feet of you and finally stops and looks at you and sits.
Does it feel better?
Kind of look at him and I go, yes, things are confused, but clearer now.
Do they hurt?
And point to your eyes.
Not anymore.
Not at the moment. But this, and I kind of lift the helmet up.
Fuck! The same pain, immediately, this cacophony of voices, you can hear for a moment a snatch from everyone's thoughts. You can recognize your friend's thoughts. A little bit of Godfrey's.
You also, for the first time, hear what is going on in Fiske's head as he sits there quietly.
You can see this. Just, Fiske is it's like someone sprayed. Fiske is making it worse. Being near. Let's put it like this. It's like there's flash of eyes, bulbous tentacles, anger, fear, calm.
I pop it back down. I go, that hurts. I hear everyone. I hear a lot from you. And I just I say that quietly, and I nod at him. Yes, well, let's keep that quiet for now. Then I continue packing my horse.
So, as the party begins to head away, let me see. So, just to confirm, you want to go to Krezsk, yes?
Yeah, we're going to go back up via Godfrey's Bridge so that if he wants to stay there, he can, and we get back on the road. Because on the way to Krezsk is Lake Baratok if we take the northern route, where the tower is.
That's correct.
That will likely be our route. Barring unforeseen circumstances.
Indeed. As you guys follow, as you guys lead the way with Godfrey bringing up the rear, Lysa supporting Octavio, and Cecil and Vasily behind you guys.
Got quite the entourage going on.
Yeah, you do. Let me see. Fiske, Fiske can honor him by by virtue of your particularly high passive perception. You guys will smell it first. You guys can smell like this stench of blood, decay. Vasily covers his nose as Cecil looks wary. How dreadful! What is that?
Blood.
Octavio smells wolf blood, I wager. You guys, following the source of the smell to its origin, you guys can see skewered into the tree by the top of their jaw from behind is a small-ish werewolf. It's still about the size of still about 5'5", and it's like it's clawing at the tree at its own snout, mad with pain but clearly exhausted. There's blood everywhere.
Is there anybody else around?
As far as you can see, no. It seems that it's barely even has the energy to make whimpers anymore.
I immediately just kind of go trotting up to it and try and support his weight. Hopefully he
Fiske will
doesn't
run up
scratch the crap
behind.
out of me.
Yeah, Fiske will run up
It's got
behind it.
tries, but it's so exhausted, it barely has the energy to like.
I yell back,
Just
Basilla,
gonna-
unhook him.
I'm gonna.
Like this is a wolf's mouth. It's someone has like forced it open as wide as it can go and stuck him to the tree like through the top of his jaw.
All right. So what she's gonna do first of all is, if in case it tries to do anything snide to bite down, she's actually going to put like a blade facing up on the back of his jaw, but not enough to actually like cause any bleeding. But as a don't try to bite on me as I'm trying to help you, and leaning in, she supports its weight and goes to pull it out.
Vasily's like looking at it like this, like throws up like his breakfast like over the side of his horse. Cecil kind of like pulls out a napkin and hands it to him. Oh God, that poor creature! Someone just put it out of its misery. Oh God!
Give him a few moments.
Octavio approaches with a kind of like limping very heavily on his injured leg. Studying, like you see no sympathy in Octavio's eyes. Zero. As he kind of leans against the tree and draws out a silver rapier from his.
I hold my hand up against it.
Okay.
I go, no, don't.
It's a werewolf.
Yes.
I am.
And we are also in the company of a vampire. Do we slay her offhand? No.
He looks to Lysa, who shrugs. Lysa is a special case. And what of me? Godfrey says. You are a special case as well.
And myself?
I don't even know what you are.
Well, that's fair. But even still, let's at least see what this thing does. If it tries to go back on us, then same camp as you, we end it rightly.
Knowing it'll heal, I just kind of support it down to the ground so it can just do its thing.
Yeah, it's fairly heavy, but yeah, you can do it. The thing is, so Vasily, as you approach, you can see that the thing holding that's been stuck cruelly through its snout to the tree seems to be a large silver stake. The only thing you can see of the stake really kind of popping like about yay high above the werewolf's snout is the flat head of the stick, and you can see a rune on it. It looks somewhat familiar. You think you've maybe seen it before.
May I make a check?
Yeah. In fact, anyone who would bother to take a closer look could try to make an Arcana check. And
What
I
would
would
be-
say for Honorim, Fiske, and Ptarmigan, I believe this would be a history check
Oh.
as well.
Well, I already rolled, so, but yeah.
Can I get a history check?
Let me just double check my notes. Yes, you can. I think you would get your history check as well. Sorry, Varys, I wasn't sure initially.
Woohoo!
Wow, goddamn, Varys, this was supposed to be a hard check.
Blew it out the water.
Alright, Vasila, you recognize this rune as something used by. This is a type of magic used by. Usually by clerics. You've had some clerics in your village, you've interacted with clerics in the past. This is in Celestial. It means stay. As in, not like as stay as like you tell a dog, but stay as in like, do not from the spot, like immovable basically. Varys, you recognize this rune. You've seen this exact rune. I think you've seen this exact rune painted on the head of a man that you met at the bar. Father. So he called himself.
I'm just gonna relay that to the team. I may have been too drunk at the bar to remember.
Do we?
Yes.
Do we?
How big is this
Pull the
tree?
stick out?
How big is this tree it's attached to?
Big, but the size of a regular like sort of oak tree. It would probably take some time to cut it down.
So he couldn't pull the stake out.
Apparently not.
Hmm.
You can see that the top of its snout, well, it actually isn't covered with anything aside from that because it's just a lower werewolf. His claws aren't magical. He can't actually hurt himself.
Well,
You can see that he shredded the wood around the side of his jaw trying to dig it out, but but claws aren't very good at tree chopping, so it's exhausted himself. He's just
I
gonna
look over at Vasila and I go,
just
"You
give
got an
himself
axe?"
those. I have my sword. I can just chop its head off if you let me.
I was thinking about the tree.
Oh,
Lucky for you, I just got a great axe. Alright.
right.
So how big is this tree again?
It's like an oak
It's
tree.
big enough that if you give me an attack roll, give me 3 attack rolls, I'll average them out and I'll tell you how long it takes you to do it.
Can I expend like a superiority die to boost it?
Sure.
Hey, yeah. Alright. Let me actually add this to my sheet here. I'll just roll the attack roll for now, so I'll just do 3 plus 6s. 13. 18. And 16.
It takes you about half an hour or so to chop down the tree. Octavio, Lysa, and Godfrey seem annoyed by the delay. Vasily can't bear to watch, while Cecil merely watches on with the disinterest. Eventually, you manage to chop down the tree, and the werewolf moans in agony as the tree slams down and shaking its body. Still kind of clawing at where he's stuck.
I kind of would have directed him to chop right where that spike hits the tree from behind.
That's kind of what I was about.
The idea is to break it at that. Yeah, break it at that. Not just.
Like,
yeah, I that's for sure.
I was wondering what you were going for with that. Sorry,
yeah,
that does make more sense.
I'm sorry. I probably should have specified.
Yeah, I thought that was. Yeah, sorry.
No worries. I thought you guys were going for like some macabre fire thing or something.
Yeah, well, let me just fix this freaking oak tree
Right,
and carry him back home.
As the final blow lands, kind of bisecting it around where the thing is, it's actually really hard to do because you're trying to hit it without hitting the spike. But eventually, carefully, it'll probably take you an hour actually, because we are trying to be extra careful. But eventually, you do manage to get it out. Like the stake is, you see, its lower jaw has been completely broken, and it's kind of dangles like this, and it's like trying to heal, but the stake is kind of like, but it's pulling down its own broken jaw, because because you can tell that if it heals, it'll just be pierced.
I reach in and I just help him just pull it clear as quick as possible.
Try, as he moves, like he kind of backs away.
Let me help you.
Tries to pull out of himself, and he can't. You see foam and blood around the mouth. He's Lysa says, I could try cutting off his arms and legs or breaking them. That way he won't be able to attack you while you're holding him.
Just laugh. I look at him and I go, look at me. See if I can get his attention.
Give me animal handling. You see, he's reverted to a pretty bestial state, maddened with pain. For a moment, some kind of higher intelligence does spark through Damagen. It feels fleeting. Use your words wisely.
I will help you, but it will hurt. Don't hurt me. Right. I look at Vasila and I go, quickly. And I reach in and I kind of, so we can both get our hands on it and just pull it clear.
Yep. Oh, and gonna help unlodge this.
So I'm going to need athletics checks, please. From whoever's doing the pulling.
I'm a burn a rage doing this, actually. Just in case.
Alright.
Good thing I did.
Vasila. So who's doing the pulling, Damagen or Vasila?
I
Kind of both
was,
at the
that's
same
why
time, because Vasila's pulling him away and Damagen's pulling on. He's going insane with agony. Damagen, you're holding on! And you're pulling as hard as you can. But it doesn't even budge.
Kind of like scratches her head. Well, shit.
It says stay on the thing. I think it's meant to stay in there. I think we're wasting our time.
We dispel it? More importantly, who the hell would, I wouldn't say waste, but...
Lysa goes, that might be worth a shot.
Yeah.
I say, if we hold him, can you cut his nose off with that spike in it?
Certainly.
Priscilla, grab his arm.
Oh, yeah. Sorry in
I'm
advance.
gonna need athletics, Vasilla.
Okay. I guess
Fiske is gonna, at hearing this, Fiske is gonna step up behind him and do like a quick rapid succession right in his spine and stunning strike.
Right, okay.
we're going searchable with this. Oh.
Didn't mean to drag him out.
But no, seriously, this is gonna suck for that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
That was
There's like-
a stunning strike?
Yeah.
He's lower werewolf, so it's just gonna be a +2 con. That's a 4. He's... Lysa is going to bring down her sword with a great amount of force. And let me see here. Loading. I want to see if she can do it in one go.
She has advantage on it.
Mm-hmm. Advantage, longsword. 15. 17. Fuck. The piece goes... The piece of nose goes flying. Thunk! Like landing spike down in the dirt. Actually, no, he doesn't because he's still stunned. Just goes, you guys see this very horrific image of like just his snout has been completely sheared off. And his eyes are rolling back in his head. He's clearly in a great amount of pain. And, in fact, will pass out.
Perfect.
I think if we hold the nose up to it, they'll just kind of graft back together.
What's that, sorry?
She's kind of looking around. So do you think if we take the thing's snout and kind of hold it back together, it'll end up grafting?
The spike is still stuck in the nose, by the way.
Oh, it's still stuck in the nose.
It's still stuck in, like, the
Yeah.
top of the jaw, but it's just been sliced off by Lysa.
Oh, she's gonna try to see if sliding it off will do anything, or if it truly is stuck. No, okay.
Like a pickle jar that was left in the fridge for too long.
Can I tell
So
if
Hopefully he'll
it's...
grow a new
Interesting.
nose, but yeah, that's horrific.
What's that on him?
Can I tell if it's a magical item or a spell cast?
At a glance, it does seem like some kind of magical item. The magical rune does definitely gives it away.
You know what? You may want to keep that.
I'll start to identify it then. 5 minutes.
Alright. The magical part about this is the rune itself. The rune is a rune of immobilization. Once you stick it into the flesh of a living creature, it will not. It will take a DC 30 strength or athletics check to pull out.
Ooh, I can't do that.
And is there a way to turn it off?
Dispel magic, however, that will destroy the rune. You'll still be left with a silver stake, though.
Okay, I guess we'll take it with us.
We probably should have done that before we cut his nose off.
Well, you look like you're having so much fun.
Lysa kind of like, moves its head, kind of like, with her boot, kind of moves its head this way and that, and says, "This one seems fairly weak. Its prob must be very young. I would imagine it would take at least a couple of days to regrow its snout. Are we done here?"
I just want to stay with it long enough to wake up, then we're done. It's kind of.
And I will cast a spell magic on it.
Dispel magic on the rune?
Yep.
Right? The rune disappears.
1 silver spike, anyone?
Yeah.
I would
Actually, Souls here doesn't have anything silver to use.
the spike is long enough to be usable as a dagger.
Actually, yeah.
I think Mr. Archibald would be most likely. Could be a last-ditch thing for him.
All right.
Appropriately sized. And I, as I'm tending to and watching this werewolf, I kind of dig through that bag of holding, and I dig out that ring of tentacles. I hand it over to Vasilla. I said, "This might be useful for you. If nothing else, it fits you."
Oh, ha ha! You're funny. No, seriously, what the hell does this thing do, though?
Hold on a moment, and I will tell you.
Yeah.
It's in Quest Channel, but it's way back.
Yeah.
So is that silver dagger almost like a silver short sword for?
Oh, like in his hand, certainly.
Yeah, for him, he could two-hand it even. But yeah.
Put it in general, I guess. Just can't post in Quest. There we go.
Nice. Just kind of looks at it. Any sources of water nearby at all?
We're next to a river.
Yeah, you're next
Oh,
to the
okay.
river.
Yeah. Duh. She kind of looks over the river and just kind of, I've never actually had like a proper magical. I never had the flask, but she kind of like. Is it like someone who's like kind of familiar with spellcasting, but just tries to, I guess, exert her will on the ring to make water do funny things.
As you concentrate on the ring, attuning to it, the water rises and kind of takes to the water rises, forming a octopus-like tendril and reaching and weaving, following your mental orders.
Holy shit! Wait, do I even? And she like tries to control it without doing any somatics, and does it work just fine?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought, She's having it kind of curl in on itself. Huh. That's really useful. That's cool, actually.
I feel like
Absolutely keep
it's kind of crazy because like you guys can see like the river kind of flowing around it, so it's like as if the water is flowing up the tendril then down the tendril again, along with the river water.
I didn't think anybody'd have any objections to that. Nobody was using it. Seemed to fit.
It's funny because in the other campaign he also has a.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, it is very useful. I've used it in Clutch.
I like that you used it with wine once. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I did.
Neat.
It was a clutch use too.
Yeah, it was.
Very clutch.
I think as the party kind of waits for the young werewolf to regain consciousness and not being a bleeding pile of pain on the floor, we will end tonight's session of Curse of Strahd here. So much for coming, gentlemen. I hope you had fun. Tamajan, I promise I'm not fucking you over.